What is going on, guys? It is episode 9 of the Debt to Driven, and today we're going over the pros and cons of being a delivery driver in a small town. So if you guys are ready for it, hit that like button, subscribe. You know what to do already. Share it with somebody. You guys already know. You guys are good at this. So coming off with the first pro ever is the money, the tips.
Just the tips.
I'm not talking a paycheck at the end of the week because it's not that good, but it helps. My tip money every single day, minimum $100. Sometimes you get them $200 days. Rarely do you get those $300 days. And let me tell you guys, have you ever come home from sitting in your car all day with $300 cash? It is a great feeling, let me tell you. Being in a small town, you get the tips. You have customers that kind of recognize you eventually. Then, instead of it being, you need a receipt, whatever, it's a, hey, how you're doing, stuff like that. So tip money is one of the best things of being a delivery driver, no matter if you're DoorDash, Uber Eats, anything. If you are delivering and you get tips from that, you already know it's going to be great. That should be the top pro ever. Pro number 2 is the community connections you do get. So for me, I know so many people in this town. Everyone knows, I go out to a bar for a night. You're my delivery driver. I go out to golf. You're my delivery driver. And it helps to start a conversation. In this world nowadays, meeting people and being friendly is hard to do. So if I've already had an interaction with them multiple times, giving them their food and, letting them pass on a 5 cents that they can't find, it helps make friends. In a small town delivery, you're not going to have much traffic at all. So I'm going to put that as a pro for myself. If you live in the city, if you're in New York City and you are door dashing or something, shout out to you because I could never. But yeah, no traffic. So it's an easy day. Once I get in my car, no matter what's going on in the restaurant, it is an easy day. In a pro, if you can live off the DoorDash money or you use the DoorDash as extra, is the flexible schedule. I have a set schedule. I work 6 days a week right now, which kind of blows. But if you are doing DoorDash or you're thinking about doing DoorDash, keep that in your head. Flexible schedule. You make the times you want to work. You work those. You get money. You want to work longer? You work longer. That's up to you. Another pro, which I would almost put it at the border of a pro and a con, is the requirements to have the job. So you need a license. You need insurance, obviously. And you need to be 21. Why you need to be 21, you can't be 18, I don't know. Maybe it's just my work rule. But it can go good and it can go bad. It can go good as in, anyone who can drive can work that job. You got a bum leg, you can work that job. Bum arm, if you can hold pizza, you can work that job. So, yes, it gives you opportunity for everyone to be able to do it. Where it would be a con is if, someone isn't really that good of a worker and they think, delivery driver, and then they slack off. They just make everyone mad in the place you're working at, and, it can really be frustrating for you to try to keep that job coming in knowing you got someone who you do not like working with. You cannot stand having a conversation with them. They call in, they make you work longer or earlier, or have less days off when you're scheduled off and you got to come in. So I'm going to put that on the border. Just like the sort of relaxed feeling I get is a pro. When it's a Monday, not much to do, you're talking with your friends, you're washing pans, you're folding boxes. It's pretty self-explanatory. You really just got to show up. So let's now go to the cons of being a delivery driver. And by no means is this steering anyone out of being a delivery driver. It's just information, which is good if you are thinking about it as a side job or a main job. And the number one con, number one pro was the money you get. The number one con is going to be your car, because that dishes out a lot of money. Brakes, oil changes, maintenance that you shouldn't have to do, but you're running this car into a ground. It is bad. My car blew up 7 months in. Not good. So do not use a good car, because you're going to be driving and you're going to have an ST problem, and you're probably going to be sitting here like me in debt because the car you're still paying on is now destroyed. So frequent stops, all that good stuff. Car expenses get pretty bad, but we think smart, we save our money, so we have a problem, we can take care of it now. Something in my area, which is a problem, which doesn't go for everyone, is a snow. If you're DoorDash, I would suggest, only go out and DoorDash when the roads are okay and you yourself feel okay about going out. For me, I have to go out, I have to do my job, and I'm not trying to sit here and be like, I put my life on the line. Like, I do not. I'm not the backbone of the economy out here, okay? So, we will shut deliveries down in the winter for certain areas. We'll always deliver in town, no matter you got the blizzard of 1975 rolling by. I don't care. We're still gonna deliver your pizza. So, for you guys to know that, we will still have your pizza for you. But please tip us good. So the snow, the ice, the rain makes driving a little tricky, but you get better at it, you get smarter at it, and you learn a little bit as you go. So by all means, if you don't feel comfortable driving at night, if you don't feel comfortable in the snow, delivery might not be for you at a business. Low base pay. If you are not smart with your money, but if you're watching this series and you're not smart with your money yet, you might have to rewatch them. But rewatch them on another account for me, please, so I can get that extra view, a little sub, you know what I'm saying? So, low base pay at the end of the week. I get paid under minimum wage, which most delivery drivers probably do. We get like waitress pay or whatever. So it's under minimum wage. So our paychecks for a whole week. So like I said, I work 6 days a week. I'm working 4 to close or 11 to 9, 11 to close. The pay at the end of the week's not good. It's under $300 every time because I don't prep dough. I don't do anything extra for extra money. My pay at the end of the week is just to sit in my bank account. It's $211, I think it was Friday. So, I can just slap that on my bills. I could just save it. I can do whatever because I did just deposit $1,000 from that week of delivering. So I technically made $1,200. So pay is good, but your paycheck will not be. So if you're trying to loan something, if you're trying to get an apartment, you would have to talk to somebody because I wouldn't know about that, but your pay stubs are going to make it look like you make no money. Something to be in mind is do not rely on that paycheck, but also do not rely on your tips. Rely on this. Rely on your brain. Going back to the when I work and my schedule, it puts a lot of wear on a guy. My day shifts are also it's a whole day. I spend a whole day. So if I'm working 11 to 9, that's basically a whole day. I could get up early and do stuff, whatever I want to do in the morning. But I also have to remember I'm working until 9 or 9:30. So that's a lot of time. You are working, you are driving. That strains the eyes. Going on a road trip is what I do every single day, it seems. If you are one to, for some reason, I know some people do it, if you are one to easily fall asleep, do not work nights. We had a guy one time, he was working at another job, and they would come to close from 4 to 9:30, 10:30, whatever it was. He fell asleep while he was driving. Car was totaled. Guess what? I don't care if you had a $300 day that day, because guess what? You just lost your car. So you just lost money. Probably more money than what he even made there. He is no longer with the company. He's alive, but he's no longer with the company. Just the safety aspect is a con, I would say, because you are taking roads you never drive. You are going to driveways you've never been in. And, you're driving at night. There's deer. There's just everything. You got to pay attention. We deliver on Halloween. That's a big day to pay attention. All the kids are out in a small town like I have. You're not used to everyone crossing the street, everyone walking, everyone around. So be mindful of your town. I would say before you start the job, and what they asked me in my interview was, do you have experience around here, like of just the knowledge of where the area you're in? Not only is it safe for you to know your area, you save so much time, especially if you get runs. Like, I'll have 4 places that are normal customers or apartments, and I just know in my head where to get to them. So don't need a GPS, don't need nothing. Boom, 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 boom. Fastest delivery, easy money made right there. So I would suggest if you want to deliver DoorDash or you want to deliver for a restaurant or something, drive around. Just drive around the town. I've never taken that road. Where does that road take me? Go down that road. See where it takes you. See where you end up. Maybe it cuts off on a road you take all the time. Or maybe you don't even know where you are anymore. And guess what? Situations like that happen. We deliver somewhere, run out of service. We got to figure the fastest way back without the maps so we can get our GPS back on to go get another delivery. So drive around, take roads you don't know, and, just be safe about it. Another con is you're not moving up in this job at all. You are a delivery driver. You have a routine every day. So if I work the day shift, which is the all-day shift, I come in, I fill ice in the fountain drink machine, and then I see if the flowers need to get watered. Then I go right downstairs, fold boxes. Maybe have to bring produce up. Look at all the garbages, they should be empty. Then I start delivering, and I deliver, and I deliver. They go on break, I deliver. Check ice, check garbages, fold boxes, deliver. It's planned out. You will not be finding any scenario you haven't seen. Once you get the job down in 2 days, that's all you have the same knowledge as the guy who's been there for 8 years. So it can get boring, it can get tiring, but what I do is I find new things to do in the car. Listen to a podcast. I'm not a big podcast guy, but the Gobcast I listen to. If you're into Goblin, if you know Goblin, he has the Gobcast. He just started a new podcast, Crackheads. Amazing series. Just to listen to is just amazing. So, if you don't know who he is, maybe look him up. He might be for you. He might not. That's fine. But just podcasts, new music. Like I said, football days. Oh, I got football playing all day long. And it makes the day go so much better. Because not only you can talk to someone in your town about football, then produce a bigger tip. The repetitiveness, not okay. But there are ways around it to make it not feel so repetitive. Like I said, find something in your car to listen to, not to watch. We don't watch while we drive. To listen to, great. So like I said, pros, cons, this is for my knowledge out to you guys. So you guys know a little bit of what I do every day because honestly, you might be wondering, how am I going to pay off $20,000 worth of debt when I'm a delivery boy? They always are portrayed as poor and drive junk cars, which, but you don't have to be poor or broke. You save your money, which I'm lucky. My restaurant, good traffic, good business, everything. So if you're looking for it, this goes for everybody. DoorDash, Uber, your town, it'll all be the same pros and cons basically. So take a look at it. If you guys like these videos where instead of talking about money, I'm talking about certain pros, cons, I would like to get into more stuff. And I'm also starting to kind of be interested. Would you guys be down for like a live stream at night where I review and look at other financial channels? We have Dave Ramsey, which I do not like Dave Ramsey whatsoever. I just recently found a guy named Caleb Hammer. He runs a kind of like a podcast, but it's more of like just a YouTube series with some random person, whether it's a famous person, whether it's just someone who wants to be on a show, called Financial Audit, where he breaks down what they owe, breaks down his earnings, makes him a budget plan, they figure it out, boom. I think that would be cool to do. So if any of my friends out there would like to hop on Discord, I will make it into a video if you'd like. To anyone out there who wants and does not mind not all their information, but their debt and income coming out, we can hide your name or whatever, but I think that would be cool to get into and to look at and everything. So if you guys are down for that, you let me know. We can make it a video. Or maybe I'll just help you out on the side. But it'd be cool to have some content out of it. But yeah, reviewing Caleb Hammer, Dave Ramsey, and anyone else that we find throughout this journey. I've learned a lot of stuff so far. So you guys let me know down below. You guys know where to find me to DM me. I got the Instagram, the TikTok, whatever. Come find me. Come hit me up. We can figure something out. I had someone on Snapchat the other day said he wouldn't mind being in a video, so I might reach out to him and see if he would want to do something like that. I just don't know if he has debt. But we could probably get him into maybe building credit or something. So, again, pros, cons, delivery driving. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys are new here, my name is Matt. You already know, should know, in the bio. Watch the rest of the videos. You guys have been doing well on getting these videos up in views, so I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.